Hello, today we're going to look at some advanced Excel logic functions. These are ones that I think you're going to find very handy as we move along in the class. Not just this one, but especially as we move into 690 and start taking a look at a lot more of our analysis kind of stuff. So the first one that I want to introduce is the and, or functions. And so and or functions that we can use inside if and other logical functions, and remember any logical function is where we have a testing statement, as they allow you to compare multiple criteria simultaneously. So the or function, we'll do that one first, it returns a true-false rating to it. And so it's true if at least one of the conditions are true. So not all of them, just one. So let's do this example. Suppose we want to have a dummy variable for Monday, Wednesdays, or Sundays. Wednesdays, Saturdays, or Sundays. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to write our if function, so equals if, and that starts our logical test. And it even says logical test. So that's what we're looking for, and that's where we're going to use the or function. Now, the or function is a function, so we're going to type in OR for or. And then it asks for the logicals, 1, 2, 3, and whatnot. And so this is basically where we're going to list things out. So what we're going to say is this is equal to this, and we are going to F4 it to lock it into place, or, and the or would be our comma. This is equal to Saturday. Oh, this is equal to Saturday. F4 to lock it in, comma means or this is equal to this. And we'll F4 and we'll lock that in. Oh, and I'm missing a closing parentheses, so we'll throw that in. That red parenthesis shows that that closed the or function. So now I have this big thing, and it says if Monday is equal to Wednesday or Saturday or Sunday. So if it is equal to any of those, if it's true, we're going to say 1. If it's not equal to any of those, we're going to say 0, which is false. So obviously that is a 0. That is not true. And we'll just drag this down. Okay, and so what it's done is it's gone through each one of these and went, okay, Tuesday. Is Tuesday Wednesday or Saturday or Sunday? No. So 1, 1, 1s. Very handy as a filtering criteria. Another one that is handy for a filtering criteria would be our AND function. Returns a true or false, returns true if all conditions are true. So, Primanti Brothers is running an advertisement promotion where if the Penguins win and score 5 or more goals, then everyone gets free fries the following day. Primanti Brothers is a local Pittsburgh institution. They make amazingly Pittsburghy sandwiches with the fries and everything on top of them. If you're ever there, I'd highly recommend it. So, let's go and find out if we get, it says free coffee. This should be free fries. I changed this. I originally had this as football for the Patriots, but I figured I'm not from here, so let's change that to 5 or more goals. So our requirements are a win and 5 or more goals. So we have 2 things going on. Let's figure out if we get free fries. So week 1, the opening game, the Penguins win and they score 4 goals. Do we get free fries? Well, if, it's our logical statement. And now instead of or, we will use and checks to make sure that everything is true. And so what we need to do is that win has to equal win. We will lock the second one in. Comma is and. This score has to be greater than or equal to 5 goals. And that's the AND function. So both of those have to be true. If they're both true, it returns a 1. Otherwise, it returns a 0. So let's see if that works. So we do not get free fries on that day. Now, we used 1 and 0. These are logical functions. So we could just go in here and say, if we're going to say yes, no, they're text strings. So we need to use our parentheses. So yes and no. And so no free fries for us. And we'll drag that down. No, no, no. And we made a mistake somewhere in our equation, and that's because we did not key it to the right thing, because I did not lock in F5. And this happens a lot. This is why I always go in there and click on things. And I usually go down a couple, because if there's a movement, you'll more notice it if it jumps quite a bit. But we fixed that, and let's try that again. So there we go. We get free fries after week 2, when the Penguins win with a score of 6 or more. Once again, these are really useful functions as we're doing things out. Okay, so let's go and give everybody a chance to work this out. So our goal is to create dummy variables to transform months into 2 seasons. Okay, and so our seasons are going to be summer, which will be May through September, and then non-summer, which will be October to April. So basically, if it's summer, we want it to be a 1. Otherwise, we want it to be a 0. And so why don't you come over here, and then January, February. That should be enough to clue Excel in that we're doing months. Yes, it is. Run it down to 150-ish. And so that will be our month. Need one extra line in here. So we'll title that column month. And this one will be summer. I'm trying to figure out if it's summer or not. So give that a try. Pause the video for a couple minutes, give it a try, and once you do, come back and we'll see if you're the same as me. 3, 2, 1. So hopefully you've gone and done this, and so now let's key our thing in. So what I'm going to do is, and there's a couple different ways you can do it, I'll just show you how I'm going to do it. We're going to go May, June, July, August, and September. And so now I'm just going to come over here and we're going to write an if statement. So equals if. The logical test, we're going to run an OR function because it can be any of these. So is that the same as May? F4. And actually, instead of doing F4, what we could do is we could rename these cells. So we'll just do, we'll copy that over so they're both there. And then we're going to go formulas, create from selection, just the left column, hit OK. And you can see these columns are actually, these cells are May, June, July, August. And then I'll delete that because we don't need that anymore. And so let's do this again. If or, so if that month is equal to May, comma, that month is equal to, I've lost it in there, June. Oops. Okay, let's get after the comma, that month equal to June, comma. Now, the May and June don't have quotes around them because they are cell references, not text strings, because we named the cells there. That's equal to July. That's equal to, it's a little bit of repetitive coding, but this is all good. And I'm going to have to fix that August there, because that's not right. Got to have that A6 in there. And then, once again, the range names make things a little bit easier. We can look at things and see. Well, get that A6 in there, make sure it's all right. May, or June, or July, or August, or September. Okay, so there our thing is. We'll close that up. If it's equal to any of those, it's 1. Otherwise, it's 0. 2 parentheses. We found a typo. What is my typo? It must be a, is it a parenthesis? Yeah, it's a parenthesis. I've got 1 extra parenthesis in there. So they took it out for me. And then just drag it down. And that should be all there. And so hopefully you did something similar and you were able to get the same answer. Okay, once again, that's a pretty useful function to have. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.